Hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of We Go On. Today, we're taking a look at a 3-night cruise that we took upon the Disney Wish in early November. We were able to join the Sears and the McPhersons as we spent 3 nights going around the Bahamas and to Castaway Cay. This was our first cruise without Lisa, and as we entered the port, it was a somber yet exciting moment to once again see the Disney ship, something that we've enjoyed going on time and time again. The Sears had reached the port first and were first to get on board.
Is this a Port Jersey?
And just about the time they were meeting Spider-Man and getting their first drinks of the cruise, the rest of us made our way over to the port and began the check-in process and getting our IDs to get on the ship, where we waited patiently for the words you book so far in advance and wait so patiently to hear. Hey! After stepping on board, we made our way over to Marceline Market, where we had our customary first meal of the cruise, and I sent my picture of chicken fingers over to Simon just to let him know I love him and I'm on a cruise. We also got our first ice creams of the trip, the first of many, and then made our way over to our rooms, which were now ready. The girls and I were able to stay in a veranda room that was themed after Frozen, and we also received our platinum and gold member gifts. The room was wonderful. We actually hadn't been on a balcony before, and we got these cool bags and beach towels. The girls also used our magnets to decorate the door, and then we headed over to Edge, where the girls were able to register themselves for the first time and had reached a new status and were no longer in the Oceaneers Club, but were able to go to Edge.
We are moving.
And then we waited for the magical sound.
Very slow.
And while the girls partied, the adults made their way over to Hyperspace Lounge, where we partook in our first alcoholic beverage, or our second if you weren't Boy and Marianne, and really enjoyed the Hyperspace Lounge, something that we had only walked through once before. And then after spending some time there, we made our way back through the ship, got some ice cream of course, and started getting ready for our first dinner of the evening, which was going to be in Marvel. Now, I don't know if it's because the kids were incredibly tired after making the journey over to the ship for the day, but even Spider-Man didn't seem to entice them all that much. They were kind of worn out, and after dinner, everybody just sort of went to bed. It was a little bit nerving, but they slept very peacefully. Look how adorable they are, and I slept on the cot because, you know, parenting. But that's a wrap for day 1 on the Disney Wish. After journeying there and making the first hurdles of mentally making it past Lisa not being there, I think overall we had a fantastic day, and we were ready for day number 2, which was going to take us to Nassau, Bahama. We started the day with some door decorations and getting pictures of those, and then the adults actually went and worked out for a little bit. We didn't get any footage of that because, you know, we're still working on ourselves, but had a nice little breakfast, obviously got some drinks earlier in the day, and then settled into enjoying the ship after we got brainwashed for the Disney Vacation Club.
Our daddy cheated.
And while that was a pathetic performance by Boye, we did have some very big victories, as both Christy and Marianne won in bingo and bought us some wine later that night, but we'll get to that in a second. It was also pirate night, so the girls put on some costumes, and everybody started to make their way over to dinner, where we had a very special occasion for ourselves tonight. The kids were going to be eating dinner by themselves, but the adults were headed to Enchante. Now, for those that don't know, Enchante is the Wish's ultra premier restaurant, where we had decided, because it was just going to be us and we were having some adult time, we were going to spend the money and go have this experience that, although I'm not a foodie, Boy and Marianne are, and the rest of us just went along for the ride.
Wait, should I take a picture of you taking a picture?
Yeah,
Take
do
a
it.
picture?
And then let's get it put on a shirt.
You didn't bring your phone, and Marianne can't connect any of us, so.
What's going on?
All right, Boy, so you're the foodie. What exactly is happening right now?
We're about to have hopefully a really great kick-ass meal. I don't know what else to tell you.
So somehow we are in a private
Yes,
room at Enchante,
Yes.
and I mean, we look super fancy. Even Nathan looks super fancy. He won't look this way, but it's fine. Oh,
Fancy hair. It looks really
it does.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a door that way, and there's nobody there, and the kitchen looks like it's over there.
Yes.
We got back this way. So we are. Oh, and I guess the backside of the ship is that way, right? I'm not exactly sure what we're looking at because we're reflecting at us. But yeah, fancy. Okay, so I'm not a foodie, but I'm going to do my best to take you through this and kind of give you the overall experience for Enchante that we had. This restaurant, being ultra premium, is ultimately a 7-course meal plus extras. So they will bring things out from the kitchen just for you to try, or that the chef is recommending, including drinks as well. So you'll see everything from breads and small plate appetizers to main courses. There are really 3 paths that you could take, possibly 4, with one being a vegetarian path, one being more meat and protein oriented. The third is going to be a combination of the two, which that's Boye actually took that one. And then the fourth option is you could do a la carte. So Nathan and Christy did the vegetarian route, Marianne and I did the meat protein route, and then Boye has a collection of everything. The entire menu is based off the French cuisine and the French region of the world. So there's a lot of things that, I'm not going to lie, were a little hard to pronounce, and there were a lot of ingredients that I honestly couldn't name you. I know if you go online, you'll be able to find all of this information out. I think the most interesting thing that I had was pigeon, and it was not your New York City pigeon, it was not your inner city pigeon, it was really from, the fields that they would go out and hunt. So it was very interesting, very elegant. We even had cheese plates. There were multiple dessert plates. There was just a lot of good food, and none of it was really overstuffing, right? Like, we were full by the end of the night, especially Boye, who had just pretty much everything. But even, here there's pictures of the desserts, which were very light. But really what made the entire experience was just being together in the room. It was an incredible experience. And I want to thank Boye and Marianne for really encouraging us to do it, because I don't know if I would have ever done it on my own.
So this is the night when me, Madison, and Jasmine had Frozen nights by ourselves. It was so much fun. We knew all the songs. We were singing to all of them, and it was just such a blast. The characters were doing so well. The one part is the last time we went on this, Olaf was there and Olaf was not there. But this is my favorite part, and not this one, but the next clip. It was so much fun. We had to throw our napkins, and it was Into the Unknown, my favorite song. And yeah, it was so much fun.
And fortunately for us, all the dinners wrapped up at about the same time, and we made our way up to the top deck for the fireworks. Marianne, it's fireworks. And after the fireworks, we celebrated on deck with a little bit of a dance party, or at least Langston did. All the adults kind of dispersed, and the older girls went back to the room to change clothes. But Langston hit the dance floor pretty hard and really enjoyed himself. After that, we headed back towards the room for sort of a late snack. And then we played a little bit of card games on the balcony, none of which we knew what we were doing, but we were just out having a good time. And that wrapped up day 2 of the cruise. After spending the day in Nassau and enjoying all the sights and sounds, we left the port and made our way that night over to Castaway Cay. Again, it was a very nice sailing, very smooth waters. We woke up that morning to a rainbow outside all of our balconies. And then we once again hit the deck for some coffee and then a nice little workout for all the adults. Langston made his way over to the kids area and built his own roller coaster and enjoyed that and played around in there for a little bit.
Rendering suit. Nano suit assembly complete.
Oh, that's a cool suit.
Then once I want to come back,
Suit up
it'll
and
put
prepare
me.
for battle.
Bring that suit up. All right.
One nice thing we noticed on the cruise was everybody kind of had their own different timetable, and the middle school girls got up later in the morning. They kind of went together and had breakfast, and then this was really nice of them. They went over to where Langston was and hung out with him in the area for a little bit and enjoyed the rides that he had been on and just spent some quality time for him. And then we headed off the ship onto Castaway Cay. Oh, here comes Captain Jack, waiting for the girls, or they're waiting for him. Let's see if, I don't think, yeah, right there. After everyone made it off the ship, we made our way over to the photo spot just behind the ship so that we could finally get a group photo, because we didn't think we'd actually taken a group photo, and got some individual family photos as well. I promise Christy, Nathan, and Madison did take a nice one. I just had that one. Then we got on the tram and made our way over to the main part of the island, where after spending some time trying to figure out what we were going to do, because it was a little bit later in the morning, we decided, well, you do what you normally do on a cruise, you go eat. So everybody sat down and had some lunch, and for some it was really a second breakfast, and for others it was a post-workout meal. And then we all sort of split up and went our different ways. So one of the big things for me getting off the ship this time around was conquering some of the events that Lisa and I had done together. One of the big things, we had always done either the 5K or had gone on the bike path, and I was talking about that with Christy and Nathan, and they mentioned although they have been on multiple cruises themselves, they had never actually been down to Serenity Bay or to the Watchtower or even gone on the path. Turns out they may have, but different story. We didn't know that at the time. So after dropping the girls off at the Edge Club, and Boy and Marianne and Langston decided to head over to the family beach, the three of us just made our way and rented some bikes, headed down the bike path / running path that you would do the 5K, and headed over to the Watchtower, where we made our way up to the top of the platform and got to overlook the entire island. And if you've never done the platform before, you can see the entire island. You can see all the way from Serenity Bay over to where the ship is docked. There's also some very interesting sights and sounds just as you're listening, but it's also incredibly peaceful. It's honestly one of my favorite spots on Castaway Cay, because again, most people don't know about it, and as the weather turns nicer, it's actually quite enjoyable being over there just from a temperature perspective and just from a quietest perspective. As you can see there, you got a good shot of the ship, and then that's the Watchtower itself. One thing that I don't think that Christy and Nathan really knew at the time that they were doing was just helping me get over the fact that, Lisa wasn't on this trip, and this to me was one of our final hurdles. It was a final frontier of things that as a previous Brown family we had done on a pretty regular basis. As everybody knows, cruising is kind of one of the big things for us, and I always felt this was kind of like a sacred place. So it was nice to be able to go with the Sears, to be able to go with the McPhersons, and especially with Christy and Nathan on this part, to just do the path again. This path right here takes you down to the backside of Serenity Bay, where you can overlook Serenity Bay, which is on the complete opposite side of the ship, and is really the adult side of the beach. I'm sorry, the adult side of the island. And for that one, you know, Lisa and I had a lot of memories, whether it was doing 5Ks and running down there, or bike rides with the girls. I'll never forget the first time we took Janelle down that pathway, and it about broke me. But it was just really nice to be able to conquer all that again, make our way over to Serenity Bay, and just enjoy the sights and sounds over there, and kind of relax and just breathe and take it in. So a huge thank you to Christy and Nathan for just helping me mentally make it through there. And Christy even got herself a 5K medal, which was pretty awesome. And on the other side of the beach, the Sears were doing what you do as a family. You make those memories. So it was an overall great experience, and one that I'm really thankful we had the opportunity to do. And thanks to Madison for being there with the girls.
All right, so how was your day?
Good. Fun.
No, the one-word answers are great. Janelle, how was your day?
It was good. We went to the Edge, but it was here. It was called the Hideout.
No, Edge goes to different places here. That's not the place for Edge.
Anyways,
Okay, Jasmine?
It was really good. We got off the tram. We went to go eat. The food was good. They had good barbecue. And then we had a lot of ice cream. Yeah, we had a lot of ice cream. Yeah,
All right, did you have fun?
I don't like ice cream now. I'm not done talking.
Oh, that's okay. They can't hear you because of the music anyways.
And then we went to go like play volleyball and more games. So yeah, it was really fun. Tetherball, I think it's called. Bye y'all. Bye. Sure.
After a rousing interview with some middle schoolers, we stayed on the tram and made our way back to the ship, where we could watch middle schoolers act like middle schoolers as they got back on board. Shortly after getting back on board, we made our way back to the rooms, showered, got ready for the evening, and we watched Castaways That Sailed Away. We went to learn how to draw, and actually we were doing Baby Groot, so Janelle really enjoyed that, so I drew that for her and gave her a picture. And then we made our way over to the bayou, where it's Tiana's themed, as we waited for dinner.
Okay, this is an appropriate distance from live music, live cover band music. It's way over there. I mean, Christy's enjoying it, Mary Ann's enjoying it, but this is the appropriate distance, far, far away from it. And look, the original song, vastly better. Just saying. Agreed? Yep. Live cover bands.
And there's your controversial statement for this video. We also had a nice gift basket waiting in our room when we got back, as we waited for dinner at 1923.
All right, Jay just did this witchcraft. Let's see what we got here. Just hanging on there, huh? That's impressive.
don't touch the table. If you touch it, don't dare touch the table.
Pretty neat, huh?
Hi, Lester. Good morning.
The girls have all been amazed by it. Look, Jasmine's still amazed by it.
After dinner, we headed to the Oogie Boogie Badge. As one final hurrah, Christy and Nathan and I went to the Rose back up near Enchante to just get one more drink and relaxing moment as we were on the ship getting ready to pack and to head home the following day. They actually handed out roses at the end of the night, which was kind of cool. But that wrapped up our day of day 3 at Castaway Cay, however you want to pronounce it. It was a great day. Weather was fantastic. The company was fantastic. And I think for the girls and I, it was one final hurdle that we were able to get over. We got up the next morning bright and early, had some breakfast, took one final photo, and made our way off the ship just as they were getting ready with the Christmas decorations. And we got to see Taylor Swift one final time on the way out. But thank you for joining us on this trip. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.